Okay, well this is the Hoover Steam Vac Deluxe that I had mentioned in one of my other videos. And the problem with this is, and this is probably why it was thrown away, is that the brushes did not really do anything at all when they'd be on the carpet. And I believe the problem with that is that the brushes are not powered by an electric motor. The brushes are powered by a vacuum motor, as is the pump. And this is the vacuum motor for the brushes right here, the larger one. And if we take a look at it here, it is very hard to turn it. And if we look at the pump motor, whereas you can sort of see the vanes in there, when we turn it on, they don't move at all. Turning. So we'll take these apart here and give them a little bit of oil and see if they work any better. Okay, now this is the pump motor here, and this is the pump side. Now if you look, this seems to spin fairly easily here, but you also have to remember that it's powered by a small ported vacuum from the main vacuum motor. And also the rear bushing here was completely dry, so there was probably not enough force there to get the thing to actually run. Okay, now that I've oiled the pump motor and put it back together, we can see here now it spins very easily. And we'll turn it on and see how it works. Okay, that looks like that's good. So now we'll put the pump back together and take apart the brush motor. Okay, now this is the inside of the brush motor, and it reminds me a bit of the inside of a drill casing. Now this one has a little roller bearing down there that the end of the turbine shaft sits on, but again, the bushing for the shaft has no oil at all. So again, it's dragging a little bit there, not getting up to full speed. So let's oil that, get it back together, and see how that works. Okay, we got it all back together. Now let's try it out. Okay, well, I got it all back together here, and somehow ended up with 4 extra screws. Hate when that happens. Anyway, but another thing to watch on these is this right here is the intake screen for the vacuum motor for the brushes. Now this was partially clogged as well, so that probably had a little bit to do with the brushes not working right. But let's fire it up here and we'll see how it's working. Now the reason that you have to block the vacuum on it a little bit is because normally the recovery tank is in there and that directs some of the flow towards the intake screen on that. And this right here, this little rubber pad, blocks the intake for the pump motor, because when you're using the regular floor nozzle, it doesn't use the pump. The only thing the pump is used for is when you have the wand on it. But since we don't have that, don't have to worry about that. But anyway, we'll get this all back together here and see how it works on the carpet.